Sorry cab, comes to body my. Hope you're doing well. Let's just go to the crouch down a little bit on camera. Oi, 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 oi. Yeah, sorry cab, welcome back to me. Welcome back to Thailand. How you doing? It's Friday. One soup. Get it? I'm getting it right now. One soup. S-U. Soup. S-A one Sao. That's Saturday. One soup. It's here in Thailand, and yeah, lovely sunny day. 30 degrees, nice and clear as well. All the dust is gone, so nice. And you can always tell because they can see the sky. The sky is so blue, a nice blue and white out there, for instance, at the moment. And yeah, so wonderful. So happy Songkran is now, the official holidays are over. For instance, a lot of people go back to work. It's a little bit more quiet around here. But for instance, in Pattaya, which that lasts until the weekend. I think Saturday, 19th is the biggest day in Thailand, so in Pattaya, for instance, and for the water splashing. So you still got that if you want to do that. For instance, if you're coming over, it's like the Jinjuk. Yeah, we have a little lizards over here. Jinjuk can make little noises, cute little things. Anyway, so for instance, so here I am. It's another day. So for instance, we're going to talk about City. For instance, we've got Pep's Pep Guardiola's conference coming up in about 7 hours time. Here in Thailand, etc. So I'm not going to do a Pep review or the team review. I'll wait that till later, for instance, and see, because I don't know who's where, for instance, or what. I think we've seen a few interesting pictures and from, for instance, of players come back in training, etc. And I'll get back to that in 1 minute. Just want to start with the shamefulness of Man United, right? I don't like to call them Manchester because they're not a Manchester football club, right? But they are a shameful club, right? And the fans I'm talking to about, they were 2-0 down, so up in the first half. I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was listening to LB, and I said to him, "How's it going?" He said, "Yeah, I just go back to sleep," because United were all over Lyon in the first half. Then was I going to wake up in the morning and turn on to see what was the score? Oh, United through. I thought, oh yeah, no worries. What was the score? 5-4. Hey, what the hell? And then I had to watch the highlights to see that United went from 2-0 up, 4-2 on aggregate, to 6-2, 4-2, and 4-2. And they were going out, and it was in extra time, and Leon had 10 men. And if I was going to United, had to come. It was minutes away from going down to going out, basically. And for instance, they managed to get 2 goals in the second half, because they credit to them. And then you got listen to United fans, and this is how shameful those supporters are. Shameful, they really are. Listen to Talk Crap this morning, etc. The call-in shows. And United, we're the biggest club in the world. We're Man United. We'll fight to the end. They're comparing it to Barcelona. It's not Barcelona, Munich, etc. When they won the treble, they're comparing it to shameful. Half of them went home, or going back to London. So they need to get a train back to London. Oh, half of you. So what's it called? So a lot of them were gone. So for them, shameful. And the rest, and for them, to come to sit there and compare it to, United's greatest achievements in the past is pathetic. It's just embarrassing. You're 2-0 up. For instance, you're now losing 4-2 to a team in 10 men. And for instance, and you go on, you scramble it through. And then you're going on about talking about and you need a guy, Mr. Slaphead, Maguire, which you've hated, which you've called, cascaded, talked bad about for years, season after season. Now you get rid of him, and you need him. What's it called to not only to save you last night, but in previous nights, for instance, it's incredible. For instance, you were such a hypocritical, shameful supporters club. And honestly, the way I feel about Arsenal fans, my God, you really do stick out like a sore form of shamefulness, of embarrassing, of flipped for most of my father was a Man City fan, and he showed me with like a very early age between City and United because because my father was this, a City fan, and I didn't get on with my dad at all. And one thing I want was me and my father, for instance, one day I couldn't. I didn't want, what I wanted to do is to get, like as a rebellious son, is to go and support United, and I was going to support United, and I flipped for that. What's it called? I did not. Because again, we're the biggest club in the world. Who cares how many fans you are? Who cares? There's a report out at the moment. What's it called? Like saying Manchester City are the biggest club in China. I'm happy for them. I live in Thailand. We have Blue Moon Thailand. For instance, a lot of guys, for instance, who meet in Guntep Mahanakhon, a bar in Guntep Mahanakhon in Bangkok, and for instance, and support City. I'm a member of a little group. I'd love to go to one day. We'll take a going to have a drink with them, for instance. So wonderful, and I can speak better Thai probably. But yeah, so lovely. But I've noticed a problem with the way foreign supporters and etc. But it's like, for instance, in this thing about being the biggest club, nobody cares. Man City 4 titles in a row. United will never sing that. We're not the biggest club in the world. 100 points. We're never the biggest club in the world. Do you think I care? Do you think anybody cares? No. The only thing that bothers you is United. Honestly. Shameful football club. Shameful fans. Listening to talk crap before, for instance, we've got 10 United presenters in talk crap, talking how wonderful. Co-commentator last night for talk crap, etc. was Leanne. Who does Leanne support? United, of course. Blah 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 blah. And listening to talk crap now, you got a guy reporter, for instance, who's coming on to report to the radio presenter, another woman, United fan. And who did he support? United. My God, glaze. Shameful football fans. Shameful football club. Fine. Buddha. I am a Manchester City fan. Anyway, talk about Manchester City. Let's get on to the Blues. Anyway, so for instance, the news. A lot of news again. For instance, all coming out. But Ilkay Gundogan is also basically reacted. He's confirmed that. Say the word. He's confirmed. I'm trying to learn Thai, so I've got Thai in my head. So, for instance, he's trying to. For instance, he's not trying. He's said again, for instance, how he'd love to become a coach, and I think he would love to come to coach with Pep Guardiola and work with Pep Guardiola. I think that is and I think he wants to stay at City to the end of his playing career and then go into coaching at City. That's what I think. Honestly, I think he's seen it one too many times now. So I wish him well. I hope he does. We got Fernandinho coming in next year. Excellent. I think these are the good things. This is what I like when former players come into coaching, etc. For instance, and under the tutelary press, because it can only be good for the club, for the team. Really can. Going on to Kyle Walker. What there was. Yes, no. AC Milan are willing to sign Kyle Walker. I thought, yesterday it was all about AC Milan are not interested in Kyle Walker and he returned back to City. Now, AC Milan, I guess the get support, and now are saying AC Milan are willing to sign Kyle Walker on a permanent transfer from Man City. Okay, right. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Okay. Right. Again, there's going to be a mix of things. I'm going to double in, jump out. No, I'll pop that to 1 second. The training yesterday, 2 nice people seeing yesterday, for instance, was Phil Foden and Mikel Akanji. Yeah, we got a defender coming back. Whoa! So, for instance, it was nice to see them both back in training. So, I don't think we'll rush Akanji back anytime soon. I think it'll be a couple of weeks before we see him, if we see him. But it was nice to see him back. I knew that he was going to be back before. And Aki and Stones won't be back until probably the Club World Cup thing. Talking about Nathan Aki, congratulations, Nathan. It appears that Francis you've announced they're expecting a second child, so well done to Nathan. So I hope that goes well for you. Erling Haaland, we're on track. We know 3 words. I think it was on track. The message. We're getting there. Yeah. So for instance, so he's so I expect to see him back soon. Uh, Kevin De Bruyne, for instance, 4 MLS teams are interested in him now. Chicago Fire, for instance, was the latest to show interest in Kevin De Bruyne. Me personally, I still think we should give him an extra contract. He will snap it in a heartbeat. And because again, for instance, the hurts things go wrong, we can easily do. And again, for instance, who knows whether if Bert's coming, he's going to take a season to get. Is he going to be bang on it straight away? Because that's what Man City fans were expecting next season. It's all right getting rid of all these senior players and bringing in new players. Are they going to be bang on it? Are they going to be know what they're doing? So, for instance, it took Rodri a whole season before, for instance, or you can say season a bit before he got up to speed. But we had Fernandinho, for instance, thank God. But so it's all right bringing these players in, but we're expecting results next season. We expect Man City to be back. That's the reason why we can't be so ruthless with the knife, etc., and getting rid of some of these players. And Jack Grealish would like to stay at City. That is one person where, for instance, I think we could cut loose if we get a offer for him. He's been given the opportunity. I think he's had numerous opportunities, and it's not the fact that he's not performing. It's the fact that, for instance, when he's had far too many injuries, and I think, for instance, we could lose. And we're getting players now. For instance, he's not even on the first or second on the pecking order. His third, fourth is behind more and more in his position. And unless he could do something, because we're urging him to come out and show something other than being a person, for instance, who wants to get a foul for us. He needs to score goals. He needs to show what, if he wants to stay at the end for next season, he needs to do something when he gets the opportunity. And yeah, I wish him luck, but we'll see. Right, okay. Appears that, for instance, the club has announced that the season cards have been an issue, but it appears that the clubs have announced the fact that there's the season tickets you've got to extend 16 to 19, between 16 and 19 games for for your season card. I'm still a bit fuzzy about the details, but the City fans are not pretty happy about it because again, work commitments. God knows what, you never know, for instance. So I don't like that, if that's what the club are saying about season cards. I know that, for instance, you can start renewing your season card very soon. So, for instance, but I'm not so sure about that, whether that's a good idea at all, or a bad idea by the club saying that you need to you need to attend between 16 to 19 of the games, of the 16 out of the 19 games. I think that's a bad idea, and again, you can't hold people to ransom. People have lives. If the clubs are doing that, so I'm not happy about that. What else was going to say? For instance, also the 1894 have announced the fact that there's going to be 2 protests against Aston Villa, and I think I mentioned it yesterday. Aston Villa and against Bournemouth. For instance, whether they're going to do the concourse thing again, etc. So, but there's flyers going out. Yeah. So, for instance, any other news? Let me just have a look. Yeah, let's just have a quick look. What was going to say? Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, yeah. The Bournemouth game is now going to take place on Sunday, the 18th of May at 7 o'clock for Sky's crap for purposes. So that's changed. I think they're all jumping on the backs to the fact that, for instance, the running, I think it's the only thing what really of interest now. But yeah, so for instance, Kovacic has been talking about, for instance, the players. The Phil Foden and, for instance, yeah, and how, and Guardiola. On Phil, he is a top player. He's the player I much enjoy playing with. We have that connection in the pockets. I haven't seen a better player in my career. I've played with a lot of these in the most difficult positions. yeah, he's praising Phil Foden. That's nice to come out now when your colleagues come out. He's also been praising Josko Guardiola, player this season. Is a special. I don't want to praise him too much, but his qualities are amazing. We always had midfielders great, centre backs, but he's a player whom I can do everything. Sometimes we don't know where to put him. He's so good going forward. Yeah, great praise by Matteo Kovacic. It's lovely when I see read other players talk about the other players, and shows you what a good consent unit we are at City. So yeah, but overall, yeah, delighted. With the goal with the progress of some of the injuries coming back. But disappointed. I hope the club does recognise the fans and how difficult it is to get to the grounds and don't hold fans to ransom. Yeah, for instance, we've got a massive game against Everton tomorrow. For instance, which we've got to win, get something out of. I do believe we will. For instance, as long as we start off well, Everton are playing well. They got a goal against Forest, which is a late goal against Forest. But I think for Manchester City, for instance, if we can play anything like we played over the last few games, then forget about the first 20. Then because we're on a bit of a run at the moment, etc. We haven't lost in 5 games. So yeah, but so the poor performance at United. If the Newcastle City turn up, the Chelsea Manchester City turn up, the second half or the against Palace turn up, Man City turn up, then we've got this game licked. If United City turn up, then oh yeah. I think Pep we've got it. We will have. I think we'll have too much for Everton. And the last game at Goodison Park, which awful ground. I've been there a few times. What was his name? Typical City was talking about it. Johnny was talking about Everton Goodison Park. I've been to Goodison Park a few times. I remember time was ago when they had the standing knives and they were while I was stood in this pen right in the middle of it. Yeah, really nasty place to go. I think between Goodison and Anfield, I think I was always more about Goodison rather than Anfield. Okay, guys. So I'm going to get going. I'll speak to you later regarding the team and listen to what Pep's got to say. Yeah, so for instance, we've got a few injuries. We got Eddie out. So for instance, it was nice to see Haaland getting fit and Phil coming back and Kanji coming back. So got to look for the pluses. So, but we'll see. So massive games at the in the what's it called, the Premier League. It's not only the Aston Villa Newcastle game, but I'm going to a lot of noise angry around here at the moment. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Sorry, Cat from Thailand. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. Are you looking forward to the game? Are you agree with me? United are the most shameful fans in the Premier League. So yeah, take credit for the shamefulness. Anyway, sorry, Cat from Thailand. Speak to you. And we'll see what Pep's got to say. So, but I'll speak to you tomorrow. See you.